welcome. Krystle McGilvery here, talking all things money, finance, business, psychology, helping you manage your money with ease and providing useful tools, frameworks, tips, all of the good stuff to help you optimize your finances. Now, today we are talking about a SWOT analysis. It's a really powerful tool that is usually used by organizations, companies for their business, but actually I can see the benefits of applying it to your personal finances, and I haven't seen many people doing the same thing. So let's go. Let's dive into a SWOT analysis and show you how you can get started using one today. So a SWOT analysis stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And it helps you identify what is working for yourself and what potentially could be a risk or cause a threat. We'll dive into the 4 sections and also provide some examples of how you can apply it to yourself and why it's such a powerful tool. Now, the first one is strengths. Now, this, of course, is where you identify the things that are working really well for your personal finances. This may be the fact that you have a stable income. It could be that you have good money management skills, or maybe you have no debt. You want to identify what is good about your finances. Now, the focus area of this part of the framework is for you to identify those strengths and possibly capitalize on them. How can you make those positive aspects of your personal financial life work even harder for you? Now, if I was to give you a quick suggestion as to how you could capitalize on a strength that you've identified in your personal financial life, maybe you have a car, which is an asset, and we won't talk about the type of asset it is, but maybe you can make the car work harder for you. Could you hire out your car and earn money off of this asset that is possibly sitting outside your house during the day as you're working? The second part of the framework is your weaknesses. So this is identifying the challenges that you may be facing in your personal financial life at the moment. This could be having a high interest debt or having multiple credit cards. Or maybe you've got a really poor credit profile. Now, the focus area of this part of the framework is for you to first identify what those weaknesses are and then build out a strategy to improve those weaknesses and turn them from weaknesses into strengths. For example, maybe your personal weakness is that you have a poor credit profile. So the task for you would be to improve your credit profile and build a strategy over the next few months, say, of focusing your efforts on all the tactics you can take to improve your credit profile. Actually, saying that, I have got a resource which is all about you improving your credit profile. So if you do identify that that may be a weakness of yours, feel free to check that out, and I hope it helps. Now let's talk about the third part of this framework, opportunities. These are factors outside of your personal financial life that could potentially positively impact your financial well-being. These are things such as investment opportunities or emerging markets that you could capitalize on. Now, the focus area of this part of the framework is for you to identify those opportunities so you could potentially take advantage of them and improve your finances as a result. As with the previous two, here's a quick example. Say there was an investment opportunity for you to get involved with a low-cost property investment, and looking back at your strengths of your personal financial life, you found that actually you've got quite a large savings balance above and beyond what you need it for. You may be able to take advantage of that strength within your personal finances and use that cash to capitalize on this property investment opportunity that sits before you. The final part of this framework is threats. Now, again, these are factors external to your personal finances that could negatively impact your personal finance well-being. These could be economic downturns, changes in the industry. Now, the focus area of this part of the framework is for you to be aware of those potential threats and do the best and most you can to mitigate them so the impact is less severe. With this part of the framework, the thought that comes to mind is thinking about diversification. If we are considering the industry in which you work in and the skills that you have, if for whatever reason there was a change in the demand, it would be really beneficial to you if you were also skilled at other things. Now, before we round up this video, I wanted to give you some psychological biases that a SWOT analysis allows you to overcome, so you can really understand why the SWOT analysis is good on a logical kind of black and white basis, but also subconsciously, and what it's going to help you overcome going forward. Now, the first one, which is really common, is confirmation bias. Now, this is where we seek out information that confirms what we already believe, and we all do this all the time. Now, a SWOT analysis allows you to meticulously go through the details of your financial life, internal and external, and see black and white what is actually going on. It reduces the impact of confirmation bias because the information is right in front of you and you are following a set framework. Now, the second bias that I'd love to share with you is the anchoring bias. Again, it's very common, and it's where we hold on to very tightly the first bit of information that we receive. We don't even realize we do it, but we hold on to that as the fact. Now, a SWOT analysis is great because it allows you to challenge those initial assumptions and be more factual about the information you're using to make decisions on. Now, the final bias that I have to share with you is loss aversion. Now, this is where we feel the impact of a loss so much more severely than we feel the benefits of a gain. As a result, we tend to avoid losses at all opportunities. We run far away from it. Now, a SWOT analysis, if you think about the threat section, here you are imagining the potential threats and how it could negatively impact your personal finances. At this point, it's only hypothetical. And you've now got the time and space and a relaxed nature to build a strategy to mitigate that threat on your personal finances. Again, counteracting the fear of a loss because you are thinking ahead. Now, I hope you agree that a SWOT analysis is such a simple yet powerful tool in helping you identify what is working really well in your personal finances and build out a really solid strategy to capitalize on opportunities and minimize threats. Just to recap, we went over strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and we spoke about a range of psychological biases such as confirmation bias, anchoring bias, and loss aversion. Before I go, I want to remind you that it's really key, first of all, to carry out a SWOT analysis maybe every quarter and get into that habit, but also make sure you adjust your strategy to ensure it's still in line with your ever-changing goals. Now, I hope you found that useful, and as I said, I will share some links below of some useful resources that will help you carry out this activity, and please do let me know if you have any other requests for some videos and what you think of a SWOT analysis for your personal finances. Take care.